Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I am so happy to be back on the Syberia Designs YouTube channel with this simple rainbow card. I'm going to do no coloring today. I'm just using some stamps, some dies, doing some die cut inlay. I was keeping things very relaxed in the craft room and I used some of my favorite products. So I'm using the Stindy Loose Poppies from Syberia Designs and I love these. I love the style of them. And I'm just stamping two of the images, a large and a small flower, onto some vellum. I am going to be using clear embossing ink. I like to use Versamark ink, but any embossing ink will do here. And I am going to prep my vellum very well with an anti-static powder tool. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat, my vellum isn't great. This is the only clear vellum I had left over. It's very heavyweight and it really doesn't handle heat embossing at all. I was very careful and still my paper nearly melted. So usually you won't have this much trouble heat setting embossing powder on vellum. Just be careful to move your embossing tool around a lot while you're heat setting and don't keep it in one place too long, but usually you shouldn't have this many issues. So I'm not showing you the entirety of the process of me heat setting this because it took me, I think, 5 minutes to get this heat set and not ruin the vellum. And that's just because I have very bad vellum. Usually you wouldn't have this many issues. Now I'm using this Modern Stripes cover plate. I really like this. It is out of stock. I just checked. I'm very sorry. Usually I try to check before I make things, and I guess I forgot today. But you can click the notify me on the website. And yeah, I think it's worth the wait because it's a great cover plate. I am going to die cut this once out of white, and I am going to put this just on some copy paper. I don't like to work straight on my card base, and I'm very happy I didn't because I end up cutting this down a lot and that wasn't my initial plan. So I'm very happy that I didn't work straight on my card base and instead used a scrap piece of copy paper. Now, the only thing that took me a lot of time while making this card was die cutting all of these different colors of cardstock. The inlay technique took me like 5 minutes. It was very fun, very relaxing while you put some music on. But die cutting all of these individual stripes was, it took me a while. But I didn't mind. Again, put some music on, belt along to your favorite songs, and time goes a lot quicker that way. You could die cut the full cover plate out of all of these different colors and make a bunch of backgrounds that way, but I am very stingy with my colored cardstock, so I didn't do that. But you could, and you could also just prop these up on foam squares to get a very different look. That would be fun as well, or prop a couple of the stripes up on foam squares. That would be fun. And then I am going to arrange my card. Now, at this point, I have cut the rainbow striped panel down a little bit, but I end up cutting it down even more later on. And I'm just going to try out my layout. So I have these two white embossed flowers, and then I also cut the classic foliage dies. I think I cut and used all of them. I cut a couple even twice. And I just cut those out of white glitter cardstock. This is from Tonic Studios. I really like how it die cuts even with these intricate leaf dies. So I'm keeping the colors only in the background. My focal images don't have any color, they're just white. And I really like that look. Now you can see me using some washi tape here and there. You can use purple tape or whatever you have on hand. This was closest by. Usually for something this intricate, I would actually use, what's it called? Press and seal. I will leave that link below. It's a very handy tool. You can get it on Amazon, even here in Europe. So it's not just for US folks, and it goes a long way. I have had my roll for years. I am still not even, I feel like I haven't made a dent in it yet. But yeah, that would be easier to keep all of these intricate pieces in place while you glue them down. I propped the rainbow panel up on some cardboard. That's just very sturdy dimension and very cheap, and it's recyclable instead of foam tape. I am going to put some glue just on the leaves at this point because I want to prop my flowers up on some dimensionals. So with just glue on the leaves, I can put this in place, and the way I want it, I am going to press everything down until the leaves are adhered. Then I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to carefully peel away my washi tape, and then I assembled a sentiment off camera. This is the Hugs die from the Love and Hugs die set. I really like the font of the Syberia design sentiments. And I die cut that a couple of times out of white cardstock and once from silver. There's also a shadow layer that I used also from white cardstock. Now I adhered that down on the flowers before I adhered my flowers onto my card, because with the hugs in place, that gives me more place to hide white or foam squares behind my vellum. So I hid tiny pieces of foam tape behind areas that were covered by a lot of embossing powder, like the flower centers and the hugs die. So I covered the entire back of that hugs with foam tape as well. I'm going to put that on my card once all of the backings are peeled off. I don't know why I left all of that footage in the video, but there it is. And that pretty much finishes off my card. There's a lot of dimension in here, and I love dimension, so it's a great card for me. And I am going to finish this off with some embellishments. These are matte silver pearls from Pink Fresh Studio, and they match the sentiment silver pretty well. Putting those in place with a jewel picker and my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, which is great for embellishments. It's a very strong liquid adhesive, so I very much prefer it to adhere my embellishments down. I really like how this card turned out. I love the rainbow look on that Modern Stripes cover plate, and I hope you like it too. You could get a similar look with the cover or with the Modern Stripes stencil. Mask off each individual stripe to ink blend a different color on there. That would be fun as well. You wouldn't get the texture you would get on this die cut inlay look, but honestly, texture is something that non-card makers probably wouldn't notice as much as we will. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like the card. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Check out all of the products. They are linked in the description below, so you can shop them quickly. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.